Breaking news, my wonderful people. Now, reactions have been coming in as the Nigerian pastor Ibiyomi says that the NYSC core members are corrupt and have literally sold their birthright during the 2023 presidential election. Guys, this is really serious, so let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Reactions have followed a statement by the General Overseer of the Salvation Ministries, headquartered in Rivers State, Pastor David Ibiyomi, for saying that members of the National Youth Service Corps, the NYSC, sold their birthright and compromised the 2023 general elections. Now, Pastor David, in a trending video, someone added that the core members from 2022 and 2023 badges should not be employed because they were corrupt and have turned this country upside down. In a sermon seen by Sahara reporters, he said that the corps members sold their birthright and any copper ranging from 2022 and 2023 badges, if you must employ them, you have to pray very well before you employ them. You have to pray to God that God will show you, because you cannot just employ anyone from 2022 and 2023 without asking God, because they have turned this country upside down. My country people, this is really serious. So we've been seeing so many viral videos on how so many INEC officials, most of them, who are the NYSC, core members, among the INEC officials. Most of them are the INEC officials. And then we saw how, they really played a big role in the rigging of these particular elections, because some of them were caught in a very illicit act. Like one particular lady that was caught, trying to change the vote of the NNPP presidential candidate to that of the Labour Party, presidential candidate, Peter Obi. So when she was caught, people were interviewing her and she had to confess, because then she has been caught already. There is no way she can run to, or there is no how she can, explain herself. She just had to, speak the truth and say that they sent her to, made to do that kind of act. So many irregularities that have been going on in this election, the ones we have seen so far, most of them have been these NYSC core members. They have been engaged in one illicit act or the other, where we see how some have taken it upon themselves to thumbprint on the ballot papers. This issue is really serious indeed. Now, this particular pastor have stated that Nigerians should be careful, that those Nigerians that wants to employ any of the NYSC core members, they should be very mindful, especially those of the 2022 and the 2023 badges. One of the reactions to the cleric statement, the College of Bishops and Imams, a group, said Pastor David should apologize for desecrating the NYSC over his utterances and on the conduct of the core members. Now, a convener of the college, Abel Oduma Joshua, who spoke with newsmen in Abuja, called for unreserved apology to serving core members and said, and to the NYSC dictatorate, looking at the hate and incitement the sermon had generated. Joshua noted that the utterances, such as from the cleric, would expose core members to harm and would make them targets of political actors, while they were only offering themselves for national service, stating, in keeping with the teachings of Apostle Paul, Pastor David is supposed to have known that leadership comes from God and that the participation in civil duties is a defined duty to God and the nation, just like the payment of tithes. So to single out core members for ridicule and attack them over an elections they risked their life to conduct does not really speak well of a man who is called by God to be the shepherd. Now, as a pastor whose ministry is dedicated to the salvation of souls, it is so sad that Pastor David chose to rather destroy the souls and future of core members in the country, probably because his candidate of his choice did not win the presidential election. The unfortunate thing is that most of those who listen to that message may have already made up their minds to see every core member as a fraud and will not hesitate to treat them as such. This is an incitement to violence and also a threat to national security. Turning the altar to a platform for political discourse weakens the resolve of members who are not of the same perception with you. In fact, of all places, the church is supposed to be a neutral place of worship. At this period in the history of the country, we call on security agencies to be extra vigilant and investigate any form of incitement. The religious leaders and institutions all over the country must be monitored to ensure that they are not spreading hate and incitement through their sermons and utterances. This is not a time to preach hate, but it is a time to heal and to unite. The elections must not be seen as a do or die affair. My country people, this is really happening. So guys, what are your thoughts concerning this particular issue? Also, another pastor, a very popular pastor, have really spoke about these elections to the point that the APC, tried using the DSS to arrest him, to call for his persecution for speaking, stating that his statement, it poses a national threat, that he poses a national threat to the peace and security of our nation. And then we also have, Pastor David, who have stated that the NYSC core members and Nigerians should be careful that those of Nigerians that wants to employ, that they should not employ, the NYSC core members ranging between the 2022 and the 2023 badges. So my country people, what are your thoughts concerning this particular issue? Because truth to be told, these NYSC core members allow themselves, to rig these elections. And in fact, the thing is that, my country people, now still all of us now go suffer this thing. Whether the NYSC member follow rig or they no follow rig, now still all of us now go suffer for this country. So each and every one of us should just be mindful, because last now all of us go suffer. That is just it. So guys, what are your thoughts concerning this particular issue? Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section down below. Thank you. Bye for now.